The detective's menu, solving failure with evidence. So picture this. A beloved family restaurant is standing literally right on the edge of a catastrophic business mistake. Welcome to This Explainer, where today we're cracking open a really fascinating case study. We're going to look at exactly how we diagnose failure and, honestly, how our own gut instincts can sometimes lead us completely astray. Imagine watching your life's work just plummet. This restaurant saw its revenue fall a staggering 25% in just 6 short months. I mean, when you're losing a quarter of your business that fast, panic absolutely sets in, right? And human nature being what it is, you immediately start looking for someone to blame. The owner was absolutely convinced he had his culprit. It was the new chef. And it kind of made perfect sense to him in the moment. Revenue was dropping, there was a new person in the kitchen, so boom, she's obviously the problem. He was literally one day away from handing her a pink slip. But, thankfully, a consultant was brought in right at the buzzer. And it turned out the actual reality of the situation was completely unknown to the owner. Phase 1, the detective. Before making any wild guesses, our consultant decided to just strictly observe. Okay, let's dive into this. For 3 consecutive evenings, she just sat in the dining room and watched. And what she found was pretty incredible. By simply being a fly on the wall, she picked up on things the owner had completely stopped seeing. Number 1, customers were waiting like 12 to 15 minutes just to place a basic drink order. Number 2, the lighting in the dining room was surprisingly harsh and cold, just totally killing the vibe. And third, the tables were packed so tightly together that normal casual conversations were turning into stressful shouting matches. And here is the biggest twist of all. The food actually came out beautifully, and people were eating it with absolute delight. The chef was completely innocent. So, to back up her hunch, the consultant dug a little deeper. She organized focus groups with regulars and did one-on-one interviews with customers who'd kind of drifted away. And guess what? The exact same 3 suspects surfaced: slow service, harsh lighting, and terrible noise. Not once, seriously, not a single time did anyone complain about the food. But, as we know, observing isn't proving, which brings us to phase 2, the evidence. And this brilliantly illustrates why testing is so absolutely crucial. To gather concrete evidence, she ran controlled experiments, changing just one thing at a time and measuring the results. First up, she put warm lighting on just one side of the room. The result? Customers in that specific section stayed 35% longer. Then, for 2 nights, she installed these temporary sound-absorbing panels, and she measured again. Rebooking requests jumped by 28%. That was actually the single biggest positive effect of the whole shebang. She finally had rock-solid proof, not just hunches. So, naturally, those fixes went in for good. And fast forward 6 months, the results were absolutely stunning. Repeat customers didn't just recover, they completely shattered the levels from before the decline even started. And that chef the owner was literally a day away from firing, yeah, she turned out to be his single greatest asset. The big lesson learned. Because there is a massive takeaway here that goes far, far beyond the walls of just one family restaurant. So the crucial point is this exact order of operations. Step 1, you've got to explore. Find all your suspects without prejudging the situation at all. Then step 2, you experiment to convict the truly guilty variable using real hard evidence. Think about it. If this owner had just jumped straight to a fix based on his gut, he would have fired an amazing chef, changed absolutely zero about the bad service or the awful noise, and just watched his restaurant sink straight into the ground. You absolutely have to explore before you conclude. It is literally the difference between actually solving a problem and just confidently solving the wrong one. So take a second and think about the challenges you're facing right now in your own work. Are you letting the real culprits hide while you just point the finger at the most obvious suspect? I'll leave you to chew on that. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.